A roommate of mine is needing an upgrade for his desk. He's using a plastic fold-out table right now. And recently I went to an estate sale and got a really good price for this old wooden desk. And I'm actually gonna refurbish it for him, fix it up, sand it down, give it the stain he would like it to have, and give us some new handles. Because A, he'd like some different ones, B, it's missing one. So, probably a bit easier to buy a new set than hope to God I can find a matching one. So before I get distracted anyway, let me run you through the features of this desk right here. So this desk actually has a couple cool features about it. One of those is these sliding out like cutting boards almost. That's what they are to me in my head, because my house had a little slide out cutting board that nobody ever used, because how could you ever clean it? And it's got one on both sides. Super, super cool to be sitting here in your workspace, sort of crafting it up like my roommate's going to, because this will be his sewing table. Because right now he's using a stupid plastic fold-out table, and I'm sure it just shakes and is rickety, and well, this one's a little rickety too, but that's fine. This one will be flattened out by the time we're done with it. Something I found really interesting though is the drawers lock, except the one above it, it does not. This drawer and this drawer, not. This drawer, kind of locked. This one, kind of locked. So here's what I'm noticing, is if this drawer here in the middle one, the one with the keyhole on it, is closed, everything is locked. But if it's open, like nothing, boom, this one gets closed, bang, all of a sudden that one doesn't open. There, I got it to work for these ones. For some reason, these top two, it never works on, but I know how to fix it. If you take this drawer out, you see right here how there's these wedges on both sides of the drawers. And what those do is they hit that piece of, I think it's wood. Let me see, I never tested it until now. It's a piece of metal, okay. So there's a piece of metal inside of a board that runs down the length of this wall right here. So if I push it in, it touches it, and I push it all the way in, and it pushes it up. It's pretty hard to do it down here for some reason, but now that it's up, it's lifted a board up here. So remember, this is the locked position. If we look inside of this thing right here, we'll see deep in the back, there is the board and there's a screw. It's not focusing. We see the board and the screw. Because if I hold it right here and I pull the drawer out, you'll see it goes down. If I push the drawer in, it goes up. And what that's doing is on the back of all the drawers, there's this little thing sticking out. And if you notice, it has a curve to it. The nail goes over here, the drawer goes over it, and then it gets stuck right here. So if I try to pull it out, it gets stuck on the nail or the screw. So it's working on this bottom one, and it's just simply not lined up for this one or the one that I have obviously taken out. So all I would have to do is readjust the position of that screw to actually make the simple locking mechanism continue to work. Like, even knowing it, since this is such a tight fit around here, it's not really possible for me to angle it in any which way to get it over that screw. So it actually works really well, unless of course I'm smart enough to know that that doesn't have a lock, and then it opens. So I'm gonna have 6 drawers to work on. 4 of them are gonna look like this. One of them is the double deep one, and one of them is the middle drawer where the locking mechanism kind of works. So looking at the construction of this, I can see that we've got just 2 simple screws in the back here. And I'm tightening it. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, kids. I hate righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. You know why? Because it's which way am I turning right and which way am I turning left? Like righty-tighty, does that necessarily mean, is this to the right because this part's technically going to the right? Or is this part, whichever way you turn it, one side's going towards the right? So I feel like it's stupid and it doesn't make sense. Though I could just be dumb. That's not an option though. Nice and easy. So I ended up with the 2 screws and the handle, which I'll keep for oh wait. Interesting. It looks like this was spray painted with fake gold. Huh, good to know. It's also more evidence that this was handmade. So there we go. I end up with a flat drawer face that I can sand nice and nice and smooth. Maybe you can get rid of these old tick marks from the old handle. By the way, this front-facing wood's looking, man. This is fucking beautiful pieces of wood. Beautiful pieces of wood with 2 half-blind dovetails on both sides. It's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. I mean, it's just some really good grain pattern on a lot of these pieces, man. I'm not at the point where I can understand what wood grain I'm looking at and take a good guess at what kind of wood it is, but stuff looks good so far. So I've got all the drawers out and all the handles and screws removed. They're just sitting right here for now. I'll toss them in a container when I rummage through my shop and grab one. Actually, is there any around me right now? No, there is not. Not a single thing to put those in. And, oh! In Jasper, Indiana Desk Company. Ha ha! We have something here. Well, now I'm looking up this company and I'm going to tell you all about it. Oh, the back of the lock says Chicago Lock Company, made in the United States, Chicago, Illinois. Look at that. Cool, cool. I can look up stuff. That's pretty swag. I'm going to take this and fix the problem. It occurs to me I'm going to sand these, and it doesn't really matter if I clean them out first, but it makes me happy for them to not be filled with more dirt. What I am noticing as I'm down here sanding is that these legs, in fact, are kind of loose. It looks like they twist in, whatever mechanism is holding them in. So that gets them a bit more tight. And it looks like it's only held in with nails. So if I really felt the need to, I could just nail this in more. But it looks good. These little caps are loose, but it looks like they're just riveted in. And I can just smash that in more. It just takes like a gorilla's fucking... There it is. That's all it takes, you know? It's pretty well designed hardware, honestly. I'm a fan. I think it's time that I should just figure out how to remove these so I can clean them. So I figured out, upon flipping it upside down, that there's a little cylinder right here, a little peg sticking out, and that hits this bar here, and that stops it from coming out. Though it's kind of loose, so I think I'm gonna make some of my own modifications to this. Cool. So very interestingly, these both had the pegs going all the way through it, and what looks to have this strange like metal button in them that's supposed to do what I envisioned, which was to keep them from like bottoming out and falling down like they were, but it didn't really do that. And this one like broke this off. So I'll just leave both of these in. I'm gonna sand these clean, and I'll probably add my own little pieces of wood to them later. And then I will probably drill these out, or alternatively, I put 2 new ones on here so that it's a better stopping force, which I think could actually help the whole, it would make it better, basically. Oh, yeah. And now, just pretend I did this twice. This is my new video format. I want to sort of, in the relative middle of each video, put a segment of me talking. I want to have this intermission segment where I actually talk about something that's important or matters to me or something fun. I need to actually be a personality. I can't just be the guy who tells you how to do woodworking thing. There's enough of those guys out there, and I have nothing against them. I learn a lot from them. But if I were to do the same thing, it's a drop in the bucket. It doesn't matter. Not to say I need to stand out, but I know I won't be satisfied with just doing the thing. I want to be a bit more. I want it to be more entertaining. I want my personality to shine. I want what I do and what I say to be enjoyable. It's not just about doing some stuff. There's plenty of like messaging that can come with what I do, and I'm sure I'll get there with future videos and future intermission times. My main concern with doing this is to make sure I'm not like somebody who just says the inspirational quotes and just talks about motivation and stuff. I'm sure I'll probably say some cool and smart things when I'm here riffing, but it's not gonna be my forefront thought. My forefront thought is actually speaking about something I think matters and might matter to someone else. I can talk about this. I can start with this, for example. I want to be a craftsman. I am so happy with, I mean, how do I even describe it? I want to be a craftsman. I'm so satisfied. I'm so fulfilled by this work, by this woodwork. It all excites me so much, and I want to keep doing it, and I want to keep showing people all the weird and dumb projects that I get myself into because I see something, or I come up with something, and I go, oh, that'd be fun, and I write it down in my notebook, and I just have an endlessly expanding list of ideas. Some stuff that I think will make great YouTube content because, oh, that's a good idea. Nobody does that. Is there a ton of people that would want to see that? Of course, obviously. So if I could pull that off, it would get good views. It would get good views, A, B, I'd have fun doing it. Cool, good combination. So I'll make sure to record that one. But something smaller that maybe I want to learn a bit before I actually make a video on, and I make a couple batches, I make a couple creations, I come up with what I think is the right answer. That takes time. That takes preparation, practice. It takes several iterations of a project. And I've got this really wonderful habit where I accumulate more projects than I finish. I mean, I have, sitting behind me, I have hammerheads on the ground, a scythe, and a vintage miter box. I gotta clean this up. Oh, Miller's Falls. Nice. I didn't even see it was a Miller's Falls one. Sweet. Oh, that was a good Marketplace pickup, man. That I was on Marketplace. I got the miter box. I got this socket chisel, which is I always forget the name, a TH Witherby, which I found out afterward is a very valuable chisel. It's one of the best craftsman's, most sought after craftsman's ever by collectors and users. The fly. Back away, sir. I know it's summer, but you must be gone. Be gone, sir. I will make a wooden fly swatter just for you. That is a threat on your life. Okay. I did learn after the fact of buying this that it's probably worth a pretty penny, but I'm definitely going to fix it up and use it. I got this. I got that, and I got 4 vintage saws, which I'll show in a future video. They're sitting in my truck. I don't feel like getting them out of there right now. There's all kinds of different ideas that I really want to try and I'm really excited to do. There's a lot of people on YouTube that really inspire me, like the Pask Makes. That guy makes awesome stuff. Shout out to that dude. He goes, I'm going to make like a stained glass Tiffany lamp because I feel like it. And then he just goes and does it. Swag. That's swag. He does a bunch of woodwork, metalwork. He does all kinds of stuff. It's very inspiring. I love that guy's content. I don't find all of the projects he does equally as interesting, but the fact that he is this huge, wide array of craftsmanship that he's become capable of, it's really, really inspiring to just be, it's just one person able to do so much. Ideally, I get to make cool videos on cool projects, and that's really the end goal. Like, really, so happiness is overrated. Fulfillment's where it's at. Happiness is a chemical, and fulfillment is like spiritual soundness. It's spiritual satisfaction. That's fulfillment. That's what you want. Happiness is a chemical. That's drugs, alcohol, sex, and fulfillment is finding peace and belonging in where you put your heart, mind, and soul. I want kids. I want a lot of kids. Me and my wife want a lot of kids. We haven't had any yet, of course, because we've only been married a few months. But we are super excited to have some. And we're both talking about making sure we get in the best shape we can, best health we can. That's another thing, is if I have kids, I need to like have here's dad when he's younger, and I need to be a stud, okay? You gotta understand, I gotta be a stud. The kids have to go, whoa, that was dad at 23. Dude, they gotta have that. They gotta have that reaction, okay? Right now, I look like I could have the kids, but that's not gonna help me in the regards to looking like a stud. I really do spend a lot of time thinking about what I can do for my kids, even though they're not here yet. One of those is being in good shape now and making sure that they have like healthy births. And there's a lot of responsibility even though they're not here. That's a real realization, is there's a ton on my shoulders before there's even weight there. Before I can even put them on my shoulders, there's so much more there. There's 2 thoughts about having kids that really make me want to hit the rubber. That's not how that saying goes. There's 2 things I think that really makes me want to like make the rubber meet the road. I'm 22 now. I will be 23 soon. If I have a kid when I'm 23, that means the oldest kid I could have when I'm 30 years old is 6 years old. Only 6. And I say only 6, not that that's a bad thing, but it means that time's gone. The time with them isn't there anymore. time loss is a bad thing. That's really one of the things I feel. The other thing I thought is that when I have my first kid, and then I eventually have my last kid, and all the kids in between, every kid I have consecutively after the first one has that many less years with me. And that makes me think. First off, I think maybe that's why the youngest kid gets treated better. Because the parents realize that that kid will literally get less time with them unless they do something about it. I wonder if that's why. I wonder if every parent has that. I bet that's not a unique thought that I'm having. I'm sure every parent's realized that. But I'm thinking about it now, and I'm thinking, damn, the longer you wait, like there's no like the time for me in my equation. Time for me, fuck that. Having kids is the goal. Having a family is the goal. Having all of this incredible life with people I love is the goal. What else is in it for me? There's nothing else in it for me. What's in it for me as a man is bleeding out for it. What's in it for me is like working now for their freedom. Working now for the kids. If I was to have a kid and they ended up wanting to do the same thing as me one day, thankfully, Dad spent the last decade or two working and making videos and making projects and selling things to clients and making sure he was worth his weight in gold so that he can afford his kids that life. I look at like rich kids that do all the extracurriculars now, and I think, oh, if I was wealthy, I would want my kids to do that too. Because in some part of the modern world, this is an extracurricular. This isn't normal. This isn't an extra thing. Or this isn't a normal thing. This isn't a regular pastime. It's really not. So if I can afford that to somebody, like my next of kin, of course I would. I think it's important to have kids despite the fact that the world goes to shit, because the world always goes to shit. It goes to shit every couple decades. It's just the way it is. But it's only because we know some part of the world is going to shit at any point in time. And we're just not meant to know that. We're really not. If everybody genuinely only cared about their own surroundings, then everybody's surroundings would be good. If we're all too busy worried about stuff that's way out of our control and pretending like us caring makes a difference. We're just stressing ourselves out more, pretending that we give a shit and what we're doing matters, while neglecting our own lives and the people around us. The truth is, even though the world sucks, having children is, in many ways, a protest to that. It's a rejection of that. It's a rejection of the notion of that the world is so evil and terrible that you will just lay down and take it and give up. You'll give up your entire bloodline because, oh no, it's too bad. No, it's not bad enough. It's not bad enough for that. It's simply not. I don't think it'll ever be bad enough for that. Even if the world ends, it's not bad enough for that. So, my voice is starting to go. I think that means, like, intermission segment's done. And I mean, most importantly, I gotta get some dad lore in, man. I need some dad lore. I need cool adventures. Not like, oh my gosh, we went and traveled. No, I just gotta do something fun and cool and learn how to do fun and cool things. But now I'm like, oh yeah, let's make my own lane. Let's figure out what I can do. You know, the knowledge to do something cool and good comes with the ability to do something a little mischievous, you know? It's part of the fun. So that's not going anywhere. Like this one, piece of garbage. Look at this one. Bam, sturdy. Nice. So now I just got to do that to all of them. No. Another day that I am looking at the feet of this thing. One of the last steps I want to do before I stain the actual body of the desk here is polish up these feet really nice. The wire wheel leaves a good finish, but I want just a bit better than it can offer me. And there's another, like, what looks like an insect hole on this other supporting block. I'm gonna just fill that out with construction adhesive best I can. Make sure it's just full and there's no bugs that can live in there anymore. So to get this done, I actually bought some Scotch-Brite. Now I've never gotten the chance to use this stuff, but I've seen it get used, and I'm just gonna put a bit of this metal polish on there. I'm gonna basically hit this move until it looks as good as I want it to. Oh, this stuff smells like shit. Ew. Yeah, this Brassos smells like garbage. Don't let anybody pull one over on you. It smells like shit. I'll polish the bottoms too, even though they're just gonna get scuffed up and dirty anyway. Paper towel. Like that one shines, but this one sparkles. Paper towel. Ooh. Oh, beautiful. Oh, I get the Scotch-Brite hype, dude. Oh, a bit of paste wax, and that's set for years. Oh. Oh, it looks great. Oh, dude, I need to do this with other things I make. Holy. I just did that to it. Dog. You can't even lie. Shit's fly, ain't it? Much better. Wow. Oh, it's awesome. That being said, I am going to tackle two things today. I'm going to get the shelves stained, and I'm going to get the desk stained. I'm going to start by staining the shelves because I sanded this desk for like 3 hours yesterday. I'm going to take a break from sanding now, and I'm going to stain instead because it would feel better to do that. So there's really only one thing to do, and that is to begin. If you were at all curious, this is the stain I'll be using. I don't know what brand this is. I don't even know if that's a brand. I think this is one giant company that owns everything. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I'm going to use the English chestnut because he would like a darker brown. I'm gonna run out of that, so got another one. So I'm gonna get this in here and, oh, I almost forgot actually. Boom. Whew. Maybe I have a more delicate hand than I think I do, because that was pretty damn good. Just long, even strokes. Just put as much as you need on the thing and then spread it around. And that is the whole process to staining the front side of one of these drawers. It takes a lot of concentrated effort, especially to make it match the joint of the dovetail here. But as long as it goes well, it goes well. So I don't need to worry. I just need to take control of my breath and use two hands. So this is what I'm going to do with all the shelves before I really touch the main body of the desk again. So to give an update right now, I have these 3 drawers done and stained, and I have this last one that makes it a really good comparison side by side. So it's been sanded and then it's been stained. So just to give a comparison of the upgrade that we're doing here. I'm trying to make sure I do a proper before and after, because I've done so many restorations, furniture especially, where I show someone, I go, look, I fixed it up, it's brand new. They're like, what did it look like before? And then I think, oh, I didn't take a picture of that. Whoops. So, the more I can show during the process, the better. Okay. That's never coming out. Shit. All right. I forgot to fill this hole with the construction adhesive. Shit. Run it. Let's at it right now. Whoops. We'll just have to see if this messes it up. I cut this way too wide. Oh, God. All right, let's see what happens, fellas. Well, it's as good as it's getting. Didn't think, I thought it would fill more, but it's just gonna stay there, isn't it? Let me try it here. Okay. So now, wipe the excess off. I mean, all things considered, pretty good, pretty good. And this one, I'll be clean with it. Bam, swag, close enough. Wow, that's awesome, dude. Oh man, absolutely amazing. Oh yeah, that's damn good. When it comes down to doing it right, do it once or don't do it at all. Wipe off the excess immediately, despite what every video on YouTube says. You'll be fine. Don't even fucking worry about it. Boom. So look at that. Fucking, I evened out the coat. It looks beautiful. I have this nice dark brown versus what it used to look like right here. Bang. See that? It's a really good example to see the difference. So I got handles, right? And they're gonna look like this. Pretty nice, right? But they actually did not come with the screws that go in the holes. But I have a very hopeful attitude that the old screws, you remember these? You remember these right here? That the actual screws from these handles will in fact fit the new ones. And there's only one way to test this out. So I stick one through the hole, and then I just, holy shit! Yes! Victory! Oh wait, shit! Oh, there's only enough for 5 handles. Now there's a 6th one. I have to go to the store anyway. And that leaves me with the hardest part to do. Because it's the biggest. Who's just eat 3 slides? All right, now I finally get to do the last step, which is the paste wax. And what that involves is basically using a piece of steel wool to rub the paste wax everywhere, kind of letting it absorb a little bit into the wood, and once it's kind of sat there for a minute or two, you take an old t-shirt and you buff it out. It takes significantly longer to do this than it does to sand. Sanding is just a light pass. This is a very rough, very concentrated pass over every square inch. So this may take me an hour. Look at that, and then the color just comes right back. That's the power of the wax, fellas. And now I get to wax everything else. So I'm just gonna save you guys the trouble and transition. I don't know if that's different or not, but it is done. My arm hurts. So now it should go right in. Oh, yes, dude. And it's got the handle to grab, and then when you pull it out, it stays. Dude, look at that. It stays. Look at that. Oh, I'm putting so much force into it. It bends a little bit there when I'm leaning on it. I could lean on it comfortably without it feeling like it's going anywhere. Dude, look at that. That's awesome. I could almost sit on it, but I'm not going to. So this actually leaves only one more step, and that is to stop it from being able to come all the way out. I have to put these two dowels in it, and in the original one, the dowels actually came out the bottom and were getting hit on this lip right here. So I need to put this in without any of the shelves in the way, stick my arm underneath with some glue and that dowel, and shove it in the bottom of this hole right here and right here so it sticks out a bit. Just mark it like quarter of an inch to half an inch above the line. Okay, so it begins. So if I have it on its side like this, I can reach in very, very carefully and actually put the piece in the way I like it. Perfect. So now I just need to do the same thing on the bottom, and I'm not going to bother recording that because it involves me getting really far down on my knees. I'm not going to do that for the camera. For many reasons. Oh, that looks great. Unless I do that, I bet. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Look at that. It all is locked up tight. Everything else is locked. Except these side tables. Boom. Bang. Bang. The neighborhood kids are screaming. I think I'll probably end up overlapping the footage of me continuing the desk over this, and I think that'll make for a pretty nice conclusion for the video. It's a damn good desk. I worked so hard on that.